What's up, y'all? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for coming back for yet another weekend vlog. Actually, it's the middle of the week. We are now a full week or more into November, and you can see my lawn is still looking great. Got some chores to do around here. Figure I would get you caught up on a few different things and see what kind of stuff I got going on in my lawn that you might have going on in yours, as well as we got us a new bahia grass project to check out here at the end. But before we do that, I got to clear out some of these fronds that were destroyed in the hurricane. These are foxtail palms right here. So I got to get some stuff cleared out here for Christmas lights coming up, because you can see I got to get up there and get some Christmas lights on my gutters. And so I got to get some of these fronds cleared out of here. If you haven't seen the content that I made last year on Christmas lights, I do custom Christmas lights, the same ones that the professionals use, the professionals that install Christmas lights for customers and stuff. I have access to the same ones, and you can buy them as well. And I have a full step-by-step guide that I created and videos that I went through. I'll link all that, like a playlist up there, the whole thing. Check it out. It is really cool. It is a way to dominate with your Christmas lights. And we even have some new stuff that will be rolled out this year, some things that you all had requested, and we have those. So there's a lot of information more on Christmas lights coming up over the next couple, 2-3 weeks. So make sure you're subscribed.
In my sorrow, now I see sunshine through the rain. Know when to lead and when to follow, and how to hide away my pain. I play the game so well, learned how to speak and spell. I even got myself a degree. Someone, now look what has become of me. I've given my life away. I've given my life away.
All right, now that I got some more cleanup done, there's like constant cleanup to do. You can see we got stuff still all out at the coib sulfur biter. You ever heard of that? Doity boibs sitting on a coib, choiping and boiping and eating doity oitworms. You ever heard that one? Anyway, like I was saying, I got more cleanup to do over and above, but I just do a little bit here and there as I go. Now let's take a quick look at the lawn. The lawn is continuing to look better and better, and that is because I've been fertilizing it just like I teach you guys. I'll give you the guide to Florida. Remember, we have Florida and we have like a transition zone around I-4. Anywhere around I-4 and south, you're gonna keep fertilizing mostly all year. And the further south you are, for sure you will. Whereas the further north you are, or the further north above I-4 you are in Florida, you might slow down and you may stop fertilizing. Some of you up in northern Florida on the Georgia border, you may have already stopped fertilizing or be very close. Me here, I'm in Bradenton. I'm right on that line right there. And my lawn is still growing vigorously. I'm still fertilizing because I'm still mowing about every 6 or 7 days or so. Here's the Floritam looking gorge. So not too bad, right? It didn't look this great out of summer, but once it got a little nitrogen, as I mentioned, if you hadn't seen my podcast, I'll link up there. I did a whole podcast on Florida where we talk about setting expectations. Took a little longer, took a good 2 weeks to really realize the green, because it's growing slower, but there it is. Over here, palmetto, looking much better. Man, this struggled all summer. Still have a few areas here where I killed weeds, and again, it just has not been able to regenerate yet. Those were giant weeds that were dead. Dayflower, doo-doo-doo. And so, just hasn't come back yet, but the rest is looking good. I should say, it's looking okay. We got a lot of thin areas in here. This is stuff that struggled all during the summer, and it's now almost all filled back in with, you guessed it, wild Bermuda. because that's what happens whenever you get thin spots in your St. Augustine grass lawn, is wild Bermuda will come in. So I have a plan for this that I'm working on. Just got to get a few more things to fall in line, and then we'll have a whole different line of content here for the main stage. So coming up, hopefully before the year's end. And then here is the zoysia, just looking beautiful. It loves to be pushed with nitrogen, so oh yeah, can't beat it. So it's been a great year for the zoysia. We had a really wet year and I didn't have any issues with it. So got that preventative fungicide down last week, so we're good. We're in good shape. So the next thing on the list is I'm gonna put down some pre-emergent. When your soil, you see I already spilled a little bit. When your soil temperatures get to around 70 or so, you wanna get your pre-emergent down. This is prodiamine, this is the granular right there. Just do a little spreading and no dreading. I'm also gonna fertilize. Because of where I'm at here, this part of Florida, I could go push it with flagship, or I could go stress blend. I'm right in the middle. If you're far south, Miami, I would just stick with flagship. If you're further north and you're slowing down, I would go with the higher potassium here that you get with the stress blend. So those are your two options right now. You can't go wrong with either one. Again, higher potassium, better for stress if you're coming into dormancy. This one's higher nitrogen, but it does have 6% potassium, but higher nitrogen, so more green if you're a little bit further south and a little bit more vigorous. So we're gonna do both of these today, this one and then that one, back to back, two separate apps, and then water it all in together. And just to clarify, I'm not doing both of these, I'm doing one or the other.
Shadows of the world so mean, a forgotten soul, living in a world so cold, a silent scream from a story untold. In the quiet of the night you're walking through the shadows of a world forgotten.
Okay, next I got a brand new bahia grass project I'm working on. And by the way, I'll have an update on Jason's bahia grass over in Sarasota, because we got some ugliness there, but that'll be coming up. But I got a brand new one that's over here up by me, and it's brand new sod from just a few months ago. I went out there, did a little fertilization, took a look at their irrigation. You'll see, here's everything we've done. All right, y'all, so I'm out here helping a friend with his bahia grass. I actually have run into something that I did not expect. I'll show you everything going on with the bahia grass here, but it's this irrigation system. This is a brand new home, D.R. Horton, North River. I don't know what this is, Parish maybe, Ellington? Anyway, let me just show you. So all the houses have in-ground irrigation that runs just the front and the sides. And they have the cool heads that you guys like. These might be imitation, but you know, the ones that, whatever you guys go nuts over these things. But here, I just have to show you something, hold on. So here we are out back where there is no irrigation. The irrigation stops over there on the side. But this is how he turns it on. So normally you're gonna have an irrigation controller in your garage, but this is a hole. We're in the backyard. This is a hole in the backyard. And he's turning it on down here manually through the solenoid. So I'm assuming I could put a controller on it but why would they stop it back here? Now the other thing that he told me, and I'm asking this from you guys that do construction in Florida. I know I have irrigation people that watch this. Now he says that this is part of the community though. This doesn't run off of his water, that the timer is something to do with the community because everybody has it. So I don't know, I've never seen this before. So that's one thing, why no controller? But here's the other thing. So this is the side yard, and you can see right there, see the sprinklers going right there? There's two heads running on this side yard, and that's it. There's nothing else going over there. It's literally one zone. I think this is probably, this is a good 1,000 square feet right here. But anyway, it's one zone, so there's three heads down through here, but nothing going over that way. And again, it's those cool cool little heads that you guys like. And then when we come over here to the front yard, so there's a head right there that's covering this, but this that's covering that. It's hard to tell. Anyway, like look at this thing. Look at this one. So they got this one dialed all the way up, right? So it's shooting way back over there on the side. It's covering pretty much the entire front lawn from that one head right there. There's one on the corner. This is the weirdest setup I've ever seen. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. Do they do this so they can put an advertising bullet in there when you buy their homes? Every home comes with a sprinkler system, even though it's janky as all get out. I don't know. Y'all have to tell me though. One zone, controller in the back corner by manually turning the solenoid. Be interested to see. Let me know what y'all think.
All right, so what you're looking at here is 8-month-old bahia sod, new construction. And the main thing I noticed right away is it's been taken over by this low-growing weed. Now, I think this might be early-stage beggarweed, but I'm not really sure. One thing I can see is that in the sunny areas, it's already starting to die, which makes me think it's a spring annual that's dying and dropping seeds now. Either way, I'd appreciate it if you could help me identify that, but you can see that the bahia is severely thinned out. Now, the first thing I had him do is raise his wheels up. He was mowing around 2.5. I got him up to the top setting around 4, even though he hasn't had to mow too much recently anyway. That first day I was there, I went ahead and gave it an application of 803 Soil Fit, which gives it 1/4 pound of nitrogen, as well as a little bit of potassium and some protein hydrolysates, just to start feeding things along while I made my plan.
All right, y'all, back a week later here at the project lawn, new project bahia lawn. So did an app last week of the Soil Fit. Wasn't expecting too much. You know, obviously this is going into winter. The days are shorter. And so, you know, we don't have as much sunlight. Things are growing slower. And I was just here to get an initial look at the lawn. I can always put fertilizer down. I mean, it definitely looks greener. We got domination line going on. So I guess that's not too bad for 0.25 pounds of nitrogen put down 1 week ago in the middle of the cold season when it's not really growing. But our biggest issue is all of these weeds. And so my initial thought was, well, listen, I can come in here and kill all these weeds off, but then what's going to be in there is going to be thin, sparse bahia grass and a lot of bare dirt. And we're in a position where we're getting shorter and shorter days, and so the grass is slowing down even more. So it's going to be left with this open, bare dirt, and I just don't think that's a good situation. Right now, the weeds are at least covering the soil for us. There's a living root in the soil. And so what I'm going to do is just continue to feed it. I'm going to continue to pump it. So I'm going to hit it with another 1/4 pound of nitrogen today, another shot of Soil Fit. I'll put down a little hydrotane because we want to keep things moist, even though they're watering. My hydrotane will help. I just happen to have a bag of the granular that I need to get rid of anyway. But anyway, I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep pumping it, keep pushing it. We're going to see how thick we can get the bahia grass to go, even though it doesn't want to do that. Now, again, it's all going to depend on the winter here, where I'm at here. This is in the Parish area, so south of Tampa Bay. We may go dormant, we may not, we just don't know. We're going to monitor. But for right now, we're plenty warm. We have plenty of moisture because he's watering. So it might even be another 2 weeks before this needs to be mowed, even though it's getting there. Yeah, so it's definitely grown since I was here last week. So anyway, let's go look at the back real quick. So we got some thin spots back here. Those are definitely not going to fill in until a lot of signal grass right there. Nothing we can do about any of that. So anyway, this is all being manually watered, so a whole different thing. So the hydrotane will definitely help back here. But all right, let's get down to throwing down now. One thing I did want to show you about the resilience of bahia grass. So I was actually here this summer. I want to say, was it July or August? I'll put the date. But anyway, this lawn right over here, hold on. This lawn here, a neighbor's lawn, had brand new sod put in and it looked dead, brand new bahia sod. It looked totally dead. I'll put the date up and put a picture, but I just want to show you it's living. Now again, this is not a beautiful thick lawn. You can see a lot of thin spots in it. It's really sparse, but the bahia grass is alive, see? So it just shows you bahia grass is a very resilient grass. And when you actually start taking care of it, that's when you can really, really make it shine. It's just, as I keep saying, right now, this time of year, starting later in the year like this, is the absolute wrong time to start, but it doesn't mean you can't make progress. It's just going to be a little bit slower.